Ro, thank you so much that you meet
problem.
today, and I'm so excited to talk with you.
Yep. So I started my career at Pfizer.
Why you came to pharmacy?
Why I came to
Pharmaceutical
pharma?
business, pharma.
Uh, throughout my life, my grandma was sick. My mom literally became sick later on in my high school career. So I've been in hospital a lot. I don't know,
It's like for you more mission even than just a job.
I'm Ro. I live in New Jersey. I live in New Jersey, but I was born in New York.
New
City.
York, okay.
Yeah. Born in New York City, Manhattan. Right.
And you're born in US,
I was born in U.S.
but your parents immigrants.
Yeah, my parents were immigrants.
From which country?
China slash Hong Kong. Very controversial topic.
Yeah, I know.
Because Hong Kong at one point was a British.
You know, I never been in that part of the world, but I'm going there from school. I'm going to Hong Kong, and I'm excited. I'm going to Hong Kong. Yeah, I want to see that part of the world. And but have you been in Hong Kong?
Very, very little. When I was very, very little.
So you don't remember
when
anything?
it was still part of Britain.
And you don't plan to go?
I want to go, but I just don't know if I want to go for school. I want to go more for vacation, right? Because I speak Cantonese, which is the main language in Hong Kong, which I can actually survive. Whereas, like in China, they speak Mandarin, which I want to learn. Is always a part that I really want to try and pick up because it's the main language in China, right? So I do feel this little bit of disconnect from my culture, even though I don't, because I do speak one of the dialects, but it's not the main one.
What do you do for a living?
So I'm currently associate director at Bristol Myers Squibb, working on their cell therapy product.
We had case about that company. I didn't know you work in that
actually,
company.
yeah.
Because it's a lot of people who watch our case, not familiar, and it's a pharmaceutical company.
Yeah, but
Huge and old company.
Very old company, but I didn't join through kind of not by choice. I joined, so I started my career at Pfizer.
Well, oh wow!
I started other companies,
yes,
but Pfizer was really my first step into the pharmaceutical world. And I could go on why I chose pharmaceutical as well later on, but I worked at Pfizer. It was good starting. I really saw the framework of how a pharmaceutical company is ran, and I really did enjoy that. I think Pfizer is very structured. So it was a good baseline to get. However, they also are. Pfizer's more of a business, right? They acquired and they closed down sites. My site was one of the sites they decided to close. So I wanted to explore the other spectrum. I wanted to see like small pharma. So I moved to Maryland for 3 years, joined a company called Novavax. Did that for 3 years, but then I went to Maryland for 3 years. So eventually, I feel like I had to go home, right? So which is New Jersey. Then I joined a company called Celgene, which was kind of medium size. It was like a good balance of small pharma and big pharma. Because big pharma, there's a lot of like the way I like to frame it, right? For a small company versus a big company, small is like everybody's in the ocean. A big company's like a cruise line, or like a big oil tanker, whatever you call it.
Who is that company?
Like Pfizer, Bristol Myers, they're like huge companies, right?
And Moderna. Well, Moderna is not a US company.
I don't know, but Novavax was like a little small boat. You could make turns very easily. Like I could, and that's how I could compare it. Like if I want to make a decision, I could literally just get it in the next day. Whereas Pfizer and all
corporation,
corporate work. I'm like the bottom guy in the bottom level. I'm trying to tell the captain to make a turn. There's so many layers to go through, so everything's very slow. So I never really want to go back to big pharma. But anyways, I joined Celgene within 3 weeks, news came out that Celgene got acquired by Bristol Myers Squibb.
So that's how you got to.
Yeah, that's how I got. That's how I joined Bristol Myers Squibb. But really started in. So there's from pharmaceutical, it's big, right? There's different functions, small molecule, and then there's pills and all this stuff, and vaccines, any injections.
They also had vaccine for COVID? Or no?
No, they didn't. That was Pfizer. That was Pfizer,
Moderna, and
yeah. And then there's cell therapy, which is pretty new. So cell therapy is cell gene therapy is really focusing on oncology, like cancer. So what we do is we take the blood of patients and then we take it in house. We modify the cells to recognize cancer cells, and then through a series of process, we would inject it back into the patient, and then their own body would fight the cancer.
No.
This is essentially a cure if it works.
And why you came to pharmacy?
Why
pharmaceutical business? Pharma.
It's interesting because, like, you know, as immigrant parents, especially East Asian, doctor was the ultimate dream, right? But I didn't really I don't know, I didn't really enjoy biology too much. I took it. I was really more drawn to math and chemistry. So I really liked math, chemistry, physics. So engineering seemed like the most logical route for me. So I went to chemical engineering. But I still took my pre-meds and all that stuff. But I don't know, like later on, like, I don't really like the whole medical field. Also, I don't know, like throughout my life, my grandma was sick. My mom literally like became sick later on in my high school career. So I've been in hospital a lot. I don't know, like telling someone like interacting with sick people and stuff. I don't think I have the I can't like I can't imagine telling someone you only have so much to live or whatever stuff like that. I don't have the heart to do that.
It's like for you more mission even than just a job. Because it was not it was decision about money as usually
it's
people
not,
decide.
For me,
it's about like your mission you see, you want to help people.
I don't want to go that far.
But I think that's how I feel.
But definitely money and position really doesn't matter much to me. I think when I first graduated college, I think that was more like, oh, I want to push more and more. But I think someone later down in my career told me everything's a balance, right? Sure, like, you know, like you can chase this, but you sacrifice something. It's always a trade-off, right? And then so I could go to my grandma. So when I was so none of my parents speak English. My grandparents didn't speak English. So how I got into the medical things also was because when I was in fourth grade, I think fourth grade, my grandma got a stroke in front of me. I didn't know what the heck to do, and called my parents. They all came home. I was the only one that spoke English, so I was translating for everything, getting the wheelchair, getting the bed, and everything. Then my mom, but that's for a while. So, and then we used to go to we used to go to New York every day when my grandma got sick too. Like from New Jersey to New York, I walked like I forgot how many streets on Avenue every single day. So then my mom, I still remember in my high school senior year, my mom always had leg problems, right? And then there was a lot of people always say like, oh, she's lazy, she's not working and stuff like that. But my dad also, commend my dad. My dad, for the most part, worked 7 days a week as a waiter. So it's like standing the entire time. So that's why I never complain about, you know, something being too hard or not enough time or tired, because dude, literally like I can't compare, right? Like this guy's literally a low income waiter, works 7 days a week, 360 however many days.
That's why immigrant drives this country a lot, and some people don't. But you see, that period of time was even different than now immigrants.
Yeah.
Because why? Governments that time don't have that problem much, and you're like your parents or my parents or I'm old generation. I think work a lot. It was fine.
Yeah.
You came to this country. Yeah. And you have to work hard. And then now is most interesting part. Why Kellogg? Why Kellogg? Exactly Kellogg of all top business schools. And why you decided you need executive MBA?
Why do I need executive MBA? Well, MBA is something that I always wanted. It's actually what I wanted before I even graduated my bachelor. But I just never felt there was a point. I didn't want to just do an MBA without any managerial experience, because I didn't want a paper degree, right? I wanted to actually be able to use it. So I reached a point where, well, I had a conversation with my boss. I reached a point where I was like, I'm too old for this, right? Too old for MBA. And then I told my boss this. My boss was like, what the heck are you talking about? You have no kids. You have no wife. Go for your MBA. Like, and then that's why I'm here. And why Kellogg? Multiple reasons. One is I like how they're soft skill focused, and I really did like the model of high impact, low ego. Because I mean, if I'm being honest, the engineering field has a lot of people with high egos, right? Huge egos, and I kind of didn't want to deal with that anymore. If I'm being completely honest, like initially MIT was my top choice because as an engineer, MIT is like
MIT is top.
Yeah, for engineering, right? But not really for business, but for engineering. But
even in business schools, they are always in the top positions.
Well, they're in the top 7.
Top
so
7.
Kellogg was like number 1 at one point. I think they're number 2 now. But regardless, like I like how Kellogg is. I feel. I was doing my research, right? They feel different than other schools because they really focus on the soft skills, which I feel like as a person that's analytical, like engineer and stuff, I think that's the part that's lacking. So I feel like that will help benefit me the most. And also MIT is very engineering focused, right? If I wanted to learn, someone gave me a good, so I know someone from previous cohort. He asked me a question, I still remember, and I was like, that is a very good point. So he asked me, Ro, like, what type of people does MIT attract? I was like, scientist and engineer. He's like, exactly. He's like, why would you want to learn business from scientists and engineers? So I'm like, okay, I'm sold. Let's go to a straight business school.
Wow.
And Kellogg is one of the top ones. And also they have a January start date. It just worked out seemingly, like very fluidly. And to be honest, like talked to a lot of administration. Kellogg administration was
really?
By far the best.
Because I didn't check any.
Oh, you didn't check it? Like a lot of people were just like, oh, here's the process. Cool. But Kellogg was like really like, yeah. No. I mean, it's a marketing school, right?
They know what they're doing.
I mean, yeah, they know what they're doing. And I am very interested in marketing, right? Because the psychology of marketing.
But it's cool. Okay, thank you so much. It was a great conversation. Thank you.